Bonjour, Kinabagin Ireland Indigenous, and welcome to an overview of our Week 25 learning plan. And we'll begin today's session on our stream page on this very windy Saturday, almost afternoon. You'll see that I do post for students when there is cancellations, as we had one on Thursday and Friday. So hopefully everyone made all their traveling around and safely and enjoyed a couple days of free rest. You'll see that on our stream page, we continue to post newsletters, including this week's. That was also sent to you via email on Wednesday. And then last week's overview and the February breakfast menu. Soon you'll see the March breakfast and lunch menus coming home as soon as I have access to them. As a reminder, we do have the Saginaw Chippewa Academy page at sagchipschool.net. There's information about events. You see some cool pictures from things that have happened here at the school. We have a live feed. And on this live feed, you'll find things from our office, such as there's no school on Monday in observance of President's and Tribal Chiefs Day. We will have, then we had the no school on Friday and on Thursday, the half-day notice on Wednesday. So these things will always show up. You can also download the app for the school, and that allows you to receive text messages saying, hey, we're being on the list, receive text messages to let you know when there is or isn't school. You can also get to our learning plan. If you click there, we go to the teacher pages. You'll find the correct teacher. In this case, it's me. Now you have my bio, but the interesting part is under classes. And I have the learning plans right here, so you can see them and utilize them. Sometimes they do get tweaked, especially when you have 2 extra days off, or if we spend more time on a different topic during the school day, sometimes things get pushed back or added to. So we also had this week a newsletter, as I mentioned, and the highlight of that included that there is no school on Monday, the 21st, in honor of President's and Tribal Chiefs Day. We'll resume on Tuesday. We are also scheduled for Friday on Friday. The plan is to visit Shepherd Middle School. We're going to learn a little bit more about the services offered by our tribal K-12 program, and also to kind of learn about that transition from 5th grade to middle school. It's a pretty big jump. Just as a reminder, with the weather being a little bit wacky, one day it's really nice, the other day it's not so nice and cold and blustery like it is today. Make sure that students have the appropriate clothing for the day. Dressing in layers is not a bad thing. That way, if they're warm, they can take layers off. It's still not a bad idea to keep a pair of dry, like pants or a dry shirt here at the school. That way students don't have to call home for work and dry clothes if they're playing around in the snow. We are still continuing to require masking within the building at all times. That applies to me and to the students. While outdoors, they're not required to have the masks on. You will be notified if there is any changes to that policy. Then we also see what we're learning this week. And you can see the rundown right there. We're working on adding and subtracting fractions, particularly with unlike denominators, working on technical texts in reading, continuing with the Right Steps program, Words Their Way, which gives them the opportunity to work on their spelling skills in a digital format. Social studies, we're looking at the events and consequences of those events during the Revolutionary War. And we're continuing a study of Earth systems, particularly outer space. Just a reminder that all electronics should be turned off when they're at school. Some students do need cell phones for after school programs or whatever you need them for. The policy is that they should be off and in their locker. I do offer the option to keep it with me in desk drawer. So if they don't feel comfortable leaving it in their locker. However, students that use their phone during the day, those phones are sent to the office for you to pick up. I strongly discourage students to try to keep them on their person during the day, because once they come out, I made if they're using it, it will be taken up front. Also, I don't want students to accidentally drop their phone and break it out of their pocket, because those kind of things happen. Looking at the week 25 learning plan, you can see that I always encourage reading for 25 or 20 minutes a day or longer. It does not have to be academic in any way, shape, or form. We want students to enjoy reading as well, and reading for enjoyment. Studies show that reading for 20 minutes a day will add lots and lots of words to their vocabulary. We'll be looking at the art of video games, so this should be an appealing topic to students this week. And we're going to also be looking at Jackie Robinson on Friday. We're going to combine 2 different Fridays worth of Scholastic into one. Writing, we're going to continue on Unit 3B. This is about writing about an invention they created to solve a problem, although they don't really have to create the invention. We're continuing with adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. We do have a little combination here. Quick Mystery 4 assessment will be added to the beginning of Mystery 5. You see all that right here. Continuing with the Battle of Bunker Hill, declaring independence. On social studies, math review, we're wrapping up the geometry session of our math enrichment. And we do have a quiz on Thursday. Tech, pretty standard entity there. Looking at our Wondrous Educational block, we'll have math groups and reading groups as frequently as we can. We're going to try to wrap around some spiral social studies and science, even potentially on days where it's not mentioned on this page. Every day you're going to notice ST Math reading for 20 minutes. Words their way. Those are standard. And we'll be having some other items in there. And you're going to see that we are starting to introduce MAP skills, which is related to our NWEA assessment. We won't do it every day, but students will have access to that whenever they so choose outside of school as well. I am aware a lot of students also like to work on their ST Math at home, and I strongly support that. And you also notice that there's a lot of no sessions, and I mentioned a field trip. That is for that trip for Friday, the reschedule going to Shepherd. Well, I hope everyone is warm today and driving safely. If you have any questions, reach out to me at mireland@sagchipschool.net, even if it is prior to our return on Tuesday morning. Hope everyone has a Menogishigat, Minwa, Bamapi.